What?
Okay. What?
You're going live? Where are you going live?
On YouTube.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, for our first fucking test run of the fucking podcast.
Fuck.
I am literally just streaming our you fucking share your screen sharing on fucking Discord right now.
Oh, I gotta test this camera.
Oh no, everybody's gonna see you.
Why do I have a background? And also, why is my camera so blurry?
I don't. Oh well, the background is something that Discord automatically sets up for some reason. I don't know
That's
why. You have to
pretty
disable it.
cool. I I I'm not mad. I'm just mad as to why my camera is so blurry.
I don't know. Is the fucking lens dirty?
Oh no, it's got a focus.
Oh, it has a focus feature.
Whoa.
Fancy camera.
Fancy. Dismiss. Um, I don't know what I'm doing, Discord.
You are literally just a small little picture in the fucking corner. Like we can see all of your chats and shit up to the fucking side.
Is it gonna? Yep. That's hilarious. It'll. Oh, you can see all my chats.
Yeah.
Settings. Streamer mode. Enable streamer mode. Oh,
Well, it's like
yeah,
we
let's
can
just minimize that.
yeah.
All right.
Back to the 3D model at hand.
What now I
I
feel like I have to work on something now.
I have literally dubbed it episode 0 test flight because it is literally us just fucking sitting here just fucking talking about just random bullshit that's going on in the fucking Star Wars fandom. Because it's like
I am Mandalore now.
you.
Just slowly puts on the mask.
Because it's like you and I have been Star Wars fans since pretty much our like
Since before
earliest.
the prequels?
Well, yeah,
Question
since
mark?
before the prequels, because we were like in what? Let's see. When did the prequels first fucking? When did fucking Phantom Menace release?
Phantom Menace came out in
1999.
99, and then 2004 was Revenge of the Sith?
Uh, let's see.
Pretty sure.
Revenge of the Sith was 2005.
I was close. I was
Yeah,
so close.
you were off by a year. But yeah, you had a better guess than I did. Like I would have thought like, oh yeah, fucking it came out in like fucking 2008, like when I graduated, like a year after graduated high school. I'm like, that's not
Right.
right. Let's see.
No, I remember
I was 10
vaguely
when
Revenge of the Sith because I was so stoked.
okay, I vaguely remember Revenge of the Sith because before I went to go see the film, I had played the Xbox um, Revenge of the Sith movie tie-in video game, which had live action scenes from the film.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I went in
That
already like mega fucking stoked. Like, yeah, sure, I had played through the entire video game and basically spoiled the movie for myself, but it was one of those like I also got to see the deleted scenes because they were in the game.
so for me, I played it on PlayStation. PlayStation 2 to be exact.
I will say
Because
the
I was
reason
a Sony.
well, yeah, you were a Sony person, I was an Xbox person growing up.
exactly. So,
I was
um,
almost a Sony person, and then I went over to a buddy's place. He was playing Halo. And he just threw the controller in my hand and said, "Here, play this." And I got addicted, and I went out, bought an Xbox, bought Halo, and never looked back. Um, but I think one of the reasons why I remember Revenge of the Sith so fondly is because I went to go see it with my buddy on his birthday. So, that stuck with my head because went to go see it with my, best friend that I grew up with since age fucking 4, to go see this movie. But also because we were sitting in like the third row from the front,
mhm.
and I had leaned over to my buddy because we had both just fucking played the video game, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Or I was basically like, "Oh, look, this part was, remember this part was in the video game. This was so cool." And this dude who was like fucking 30 years old turns around and grabs me by the shin and goes,
What?
"Shut the fuck up."
What?
Yeah,
Like 30-year-old man. Okay.
like
I
doesn't even
I'm
fucking know
sorry.
me, turns around and reaches through the bars that were behind his seat and
I think
grabbed my leg.
personally,
And it's like, I never told anybody about that because it scared the shit out of me so bad. Because it's like, I was probably like, 2005, fucking, I have to fucking do math now. 2005, then my fucking age.
ladies and gentlemen, the math of the stone gunman.
I was 16. So I am a 16-year-old who has just randomly been grabbed around my fucking shin by some 30-year-old fucking Star Wars nerd, and who just fucking says very quietly and angry, "Shut the fuck up." Dude is lucky that I was like in
All I gotta say,
that I
all I gotta say,
froze with my fight flight or freeze response was to freeze because it was a sudden like fucking like I'm in a dark ass movie theater and suddenly I feel a hand on me and someone go, "Shut the fuck up."
all I
Looking back at it, I should have kicked him in the back of the fucking head.
should have kicked him in the nards.
Well, no, his head was, if I had like flailed my leg out, I would have kicked him right in the back of the fucking head. Like, he's lucky that I didn't do
That's
that
fair.
because I would have kicked him right in the fucking face because he had turned around. I would have kicked, like, my heel would have went right into his fucking nose. And he would have fucking deserved it. Because
If
I
he was a
guarantee.
true, all I gotta say is if he was a true Star Wars fan, he would have read the book before the movie. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Because the book did come out before the movie, and it had a lot of the stuff that got cut from the movie. Like
Mhm.
the deleted scene where they got trapped in the ray shields and they cut the floor and dropped into the coolant tanks. Which honestly should have made the final fucking cut because that was a great fucking scene. It was an intense part in the fucking video game, too. It was insane.
You mean to say I've got to be Discord Nitro to do a custom background? What?
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Okay, let's do Cyber City.
It's kind of
We'll
bullshit. I mean, at least Cyber City looks kind of
I guess. Let's try to. I disappeared. Oh my
nice.
gosh.
You can vanish in thin air, my brother. Um,
Invisibility cloak.
but no, going back to like what we were talking about, how this whole hate that is coming is it's a perpetual cycle that is going to happen forever with this fandom because like using the analogy that you used, it was the original
It,
trilogy fans hating on the prequel trilogy fans. The prequel trilogy fans were then hating on the sequel trilogy fans. The sequel trilogy
I'm very
fans are hating
thankful
on the
that
people
you.
of the fucking TV show. And then it's like, grandpa beat the shit out of dad, so dad beat the shit out of the kid. Now the kid's beating the shit out of the grandkid.
Oh my gosh. I I was like. Okay, he's not gonna use my original analogy
Fuck
on
yes, I am.
YouTube. And of course, you just
Yes,
throw it out there.
we are 10 minutes in, and I am going to throw that the fuck out there because it's fucking true. It is like, that perpetual cycle of, parent beats child, so child beats their child. Um,
Go
and
ahead and toss me a link to the podcast if you could.
yeah,
I know it should be in here somewhere.
no, because I didn't post it into the Discord itself, which,
Okay, it is it in Brew?
I does the
I know one of the channels automatically is like, oh hey, the Stone Gunman is live.
I think it's in yeah, there it is. Twitch and stream right
All
there.
right.
Nope, that's the last time you went live.
Yeah, just shoot me a link because I'm gonna go ahead and share this
Yep.
with some other people, and I want to view the chat.
Yup, 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 yup. I mean, there's only like one. I mean, I technically count as my own viewer because I'm watching it on fucking mobile, so that way I can see chat, which I can
Oh,
actually.
I'm about to get us some viewers.
I can actually close that out now because I moved the window that I'm streaming of your screen share over to the side so I can actually see chat. And I don't want top chat. I want fucking live chat. Thank you very much.
Hopefully, I don't get shadow banned for posting it on TikTok, being like, "Hey, do you like Star Wars? Do
No,
you
you
like
shouldn't. I've
debauchery?
I've announced my own streams before.
Check the link in my bio. We're live on YouTube right now."
Are
I
you
could see
fucking
TikTok
kidding
getting
me?
a little up in arms about like, oh, they're streaming on a different platform. I I I thought I
Um,
thought you loved us.
no, I think they're pretty understanding about um what you fucking call it.
Oh, what you fucking call it?
About what you fucking call it. Um, ooh, excuse me.
Yummy.
Um,
I don't like the tall.
fuck, what was I saying again?
They're pretty lenient about.
Oh yeah, they're pretty lenient about you fucking advertising streams for a different platform. There are hella VTubers and shit that fucking advertise their fucking Twitch.
That is true, but like, I don't know if I can even say this on YouTube. I was gonna say they have, you know, and I have, but mine are hairy. Um, Probably something I can't say on YouTube.
What?
For a second there, I thought you died.
Because I'm sitting here going, what's he talking about?
Honkers, Besk. Honkers.
Oh, boobs?
Yes, boobs.
You can talk about boobs on fucking. I
I'm
think on
just
YouTube.
saying that's probably why. Well, actually, that and they are actually monetized, but I'm gonna stick with that's why they get away with it because they don't have hair on their boobs.
Oh, you're talking about taking off your shirt. No,
No, I'm not. No, I'm not talking about taking off my shirt. What?
Oh, I'm like,
No, I'm
what?
talking about.
What's going on here?
We're talking about how they get away with advertising their YouTube on TikTok.
Oh, it's basically the VTuber just going, hey, I'm gonna be going live on Twitch and on, at this time, blah blah blah. Come and join me, la 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 la. We'll have lots of fun. They do it in YouTube fucking shorts too.
That's fair. What was I looking for? See, now we got
I've done
discussing
it before.
boobs and Now I'm like, what was I looking for? Oh golly gee. Oh. By the way, I don't know if there's actually anyone watching, but if there is and you are
I
a
think my
3D printer,
I think my viewers dropped to zero. I don't know. It
oh, well,
sucks. Oh, someone was in for a
recording
little
for
bit.
later.
Uh-huh.
Recording for later. If you are someone who 3D prints, not someone who's a 3D printer, because, well, if you're a 3D printer, you might want to get medical help. Um, these files that I am using can be found on Etsy at Alter Ego Armories or Maker Bake 3D. It's like Maker BAK 3D. So yeah. Also, I'm not affiliated with them. I must say that they're not paying me to tell you this. They're just awesome files. So go buy the files so that he makes more, please. I have an addiction. Yeah, there's going to be a recording that like I feel like someone in our group at some point is going to clip and it's just me going, I have an addiction. Why are you so quiet all of a sudden?
Because I'm just sitting here fucking laughing at
Like I don't like it.
you.
I don't like it at all. It's scary.
But no, it's like going back to what we were talking about fucking earlier. Like with the
I
whole,
can't.
you can still be a fan of fucking Star Wars and not like everything in fucking Star Wars. Like, you don't have to be the super ultra mega fan and read all the books and all the comic books and all the fucking watch all the movies and all the TV show and get all the lore books and yada yada yada. You don't have to.
There's a lot of the books I've not read, especially since um old canon became legends. Uh,
Yes.
and another perfect example. I absolutely loved the Book of Boba Fett, but I hated it at the same time. Um, but that's also, I guess, the younger me being like, "Oh, Boba Fett's never gonna get old. He's always gonna be a badass."
Well, no,
But yeah, he's still a badass, just not in his old ways.
it's not just that. It's we were expecting the Boba Fett from Legends who escaped the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
We were expecting that absolute fucking badass. Like, if they had shot it when Tamora Morrison was still young, like when he, like maybe 2, 3 years after he played Jango Fett, it would have been we probably would have gotten the exact fucking Legends version because he still would have been in his prime. But since he's older, he can't do a lot of the same stuff that he did when, he was playing
Can we
Jango Fett.
just can we just talk about the fact that like they chose Django slash Boba Fett to play Aquaman's father?
I think that's fucking great.
I think it's hilarious. But
Well,
at the same time, I'm just like, yeah, the whole Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff, it just kind of
yeah,
soiled
yeah, it soiled
those movies
Aquaman
for
for me.
me.
Yep, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Kind of like the whole J.K. Rowling thing spoils Harry Potter just a little bit for you. Did it spoil it enough to where I did, or to where I didn't fucking purchase Hogwarts Legacy? Fuck no, I still bought that game. I don't give a
Wait, wait,
fuck.
what? I'm behind what J.K.
Oh,
Rowling stuff?
you don't. Dude, have you not heard about the whole J.K. Rowling anti-trans LGBTQ
Oh,
shit?
I have heard about that,
Yeah,
and
that's why the trans community was in such an uproar about fucking Hogwarts Legacy because of the underlying story and stuff like that. It's very
Hmm.
anti-Semite because the goblins are a stand-in for the Jews. Um,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you look at all media,
there was
there's
also
always some sort of tie-in, like
yeah,
Star Wars,
yes,
for
Star Wars.
example.
The Empire
Um,
is a play on
it
the Nazi regime.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's a
this
play
is
on
obviously not going to get
World War II
monetized because
Germany.
I said Nazi.
Yeah, but it's a play on
Bullshit.
World War II
Yes.
Germany.
Yes.
The Jedi in that story are a play on the Jews.
Yes.
Like they get hunted down and exterminated during Order 66. So, I mean, hell, Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones has always, always followed that premise.
Yep.
So for us to, I don't know, like, there's one thing about your story, I guess, being that way. There's another thing about the author being that way.
Yes, and there's the whole, a lot of people don't like to separate fucking Harry Potter counts as sci-fi, right? Even though it's fantasy.
Yeah, I'll count it.
Yeah, I'll fucking count it.
I
At
mean,
least
I
at
mean,
least for the te- at
it's got the fucking Michael Bay sci-fi
well,
CG. So
let's fucking face it, Harry Potter is just the poor man's Star Wars. Um,
we'll touch on that in a moment. Because you're not wrong.
nope.
I just don't like it.
um, but yeah, for the fucking test flight, fuck it, we'll throw fucking Harry Potter into the fucking ring. Um, but it's also because some of the devs were very anti. They had anti-trans views. They were turfs, like
Mhm.
J.K. Rowling. So the trans community was in an uproar of, don't buy this game, yada yada yada. If you buy this game, you're not an ally to the trans community, yada yada. That's basically what you missed. That was like fucking bull. That was all over everywhere. Um, did that stop me from buying the game? No, I still fucking bought it. I bought the
I
deluxe version.
mean,
Um,
if you really think about it, like really think about it, yeah, you're in a way supporting J.K. Rowling, but
yes, in a roundabout way,
how many
she is.
royalties is she actually getting from that game?
She's not getting a whole hell of a lot.
Because now that I think about it, I do remember this coming up,
She gets
and
some, but not a whole lot. A lot of it goes to like paying the devs and everything,
hmm,
and the publisher. And then some of it, of course, goes to J.K. Rowling's estate, as well as her publisher. So yeah, through the trickle down, she does get a little bit of the money for it. So yes, by purchasing the game, you are, in a way supporting her and allowing her to have money to donate to these anti-LGBT and anti-trans things that she fucking donates to, which are fucking retarded if you ask me. And J.K. Rowling is a fucking idiot. Um, but did that stop me from getting it? No, because I wasn't buying it for the story. I was
hmm.
buying it for the experience of being able to go to Hogwarts and go to classes, and which really you can only go to classes for like it partakes in the
five
main story.
5 minutes.
Um, well, no, it's basically like tutorials for certain things, like how to use certain spells. Um, and it's cool. It's fun. It's a blast. I absolutely love it. I love exploring Hogwarts.
I love that
Um,
concept of
I just wish that
okay,
there was
so
Quidditch. That's all I wish that was in that game. But I love flying around on the broom. I love using the spells. Like, I have pretty much, for the most part, abandoned the story, except when I really need to fucking do it because I really need to unlock this spell.
I
And
just
for
I
me,
just
that was the Vatican
wanna
Tour.
there it is. If I get this game, which I've not played the game, I've seen very little gameplay of it.
Oh, it is a
Um,
fucking
my whole
classic.
reason for buying the game would be to just Avada Kedavra.
Yes, you get Crucio, Avada Kedavra, and a few other dark arts spells that if
Mhm.
you use them on people, you can like get in trouble and it'll like alter the story, I guess, so you get like a bad ending kind of a thing. Um
Yes. All okay, that's something I like. We have, as gamers, we have fallen from like the prime of gaming being able to choose the good ending, the bad ending.
yeah,
Like one of
like
my favorite
I
things
like I wish that there
for
was for Jedi Survivor, I wish that there was a dark side ending where you can just absolutely embrace the dark side.
yeah,
That would have been
and it
fucking
makes
dope.
sense because you look at the old canon, right? And oh, what was her name?
I will say
Force
though, I
Unleashed.
love that Jedi Survivor and um, Fallen Order are canon in the Star Wars universe.
Yes. What was her name though? Uh, Force Unleashed.
The one,
Did my
the
armor smith just crash?
the chick with the Tonfa lightsabers,
Yes.
Maris Brood. Ugh!
Maris Brood is a prime example of like falling to the dark side during Order 66. Like if there was any time that a Jedi would fall to the dark side, it would be Order 66.
Yes, because
And
these clones that you as a Jedi have come to grow, attached to in some way, shape, or form, unless you're like that four-armed stupid fuck. Um,
Ponkrell.
Pong Krell. Fuck that dude. He got what he fucking deserved.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
Fuck Pong Krell, and all Jedi's who were like him. But if you were like all the other Jedi who grew attached to the clones that you were, leading, Order 66 would have fucking broke you. These
Oh yeah.
people who you considered, friends, even though they were just clones, each one had their own personality, and you knew them, and they were like friends to you, and you're watching people that you were in the order with and grew up with, um, fucking die around you. Yeah, you would fucking fall to the dark side. Find me a fucking human being in the real world who during an event like that would not go fucking
Okay,
dark and
let's
snap.
so we can agree that the Clone Wars lasted for what? 4, 5 years?
Um Canonically, how long did the Clone Wars last? That
I want to say it was about 4 or 5 without
um
looking it up.
You say 4 or 5. I'm going to say maybe it was around. I want to fucking highball it and say around 6 years.
Okay. All right. So I will let you look that up.
How long did the Clone Wars last? 3 years.
We were both
Both
off.
fucking wrong. So it was just a
But
3-year war. It spanned between 22 to 19 BBY.
and a lot of it was based off of like the Great War or World War II.
Um,
So
a lot of
let's
the Clone
be
Wars, like the height of the Empire and the rise of the Empire, is very World War II Germany coming to power. So from Episode 3 on until Return of the Jedi, it is the rise of the Empire. So Little Mustache Man, Palpatine's rise to power,
Mhm.
and the subsequent elimination of the Jedi, the the Jews. Um,
It's a very vast mix between
while
World War I and World War II.
episodes
Um,
1 and 2, which were the height of the Clone Wars as well as the TV show, And I will also include um the original animated TV show, the 2D animated one.
Star Wars Clone Wars, not the Clone
Yes,
Wars.
Star Wars Clone Wars, not the Clone Wars. I will throw that in there too because that was absolutely
Absolutely
fucking amazing.
loved the animation style for
Oh
that,
my
by the
god,
way.
that animation style was fucking beautiful. The episode that will always live in my brain rent fucking free. There are two episodes. The episode where Grievous makes an appearance
Hmm.
and we get to see the quad chest laser for the very first time, and Mace Windu crushes his chest, which gives Grievous his fucking cough.
You talking about the invasion of Coruscant?
Yes, the invasion of Coruscant. Um, like there's a lot of parts in that show that will live on in my brain forever. Fucking Fordor being an absolute badass and
Yes,
one
Fordo
man standing.
was.
The episode where his fucking jet. Every episode that he made an appearance in is a fucking great episode. Um, let's face it.
What was?
The episode where Mace Windu goes fucking hand to hand combat and just fucking like Fist of
Yes.
the North Star fucking
Just-
wails on those motherfuckers. That was fucking great. That will always live rent free in my fucking head. And the episode where Anakin loses his robot arm and uses the Force with his fucking nub arm and leads those people and becomes the ghost arm.
So, you know what episode lives rent free in my mind? And I didn't even get to see the full episode. I just remember this sequence from it. Um, Anakin is leading like a battalion of clone troopers through the swamp or something, and they're getting picked off by who I'm assuming was Asajj Ventress, like one by one.
Oh my god, I
And the
think I
whole
remember this
time,
episode.
Anakin's just like, I thought I heard something. Let's keep moving.
Yeah,
And then
just
another one gets picked off. It's like,
just being fucking
what?
arrogant as shit. Like that was straight up pure beautiful arrogant Anakin was that entire
Yes.
2D animation series. It was great. It was Anakin being a little shit and Obi-Wan just being fuck, I gotta fix your shit now.
Right.
But don't get
I
me
keep
wrong,
getting distracted, by the way. We're
the
talking and I'm supposed to be doing stuff
the
because
fucking the Clone Wars TV show. I put up the fucking you screen sharing as something to be on screen other than just a static fucking image. Um,
and I'm making it a static fucking image.
no, I mean it can see it's also so that way people can see who's talking. Like the little light up around my bubble, the light
Yeah.
up around your bubble.
Yeah.
And fucking shit. But yeah, it's like Clone Wars was very World War One. A lot of it was very trench warfare combat. Um,
Well, let me add something. I don't know if you know this, but the early episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars, mainly the ones where they're chasing the malevolent, um, that is like, why can't I think of his name? Dave Filoni. Wow, brain just dial up for a second. Dave Filoni actually said that he based that episode off of the HMS Hood chasing the Bismarck.
yes. Yeah.
Like the Bismarck
In
was this big bad.
well, it's like even in the Empire era, there are still World War One elements, like in the comic books with
Mhm.
the standard Imperial trooper, not the stormtrooper, but the standard Imperial trooper, the one that we get to see Han basically be for a
The
brief
Mud Troopers.
fucking yes.
The battle. What was the planet they were on?
I can't fucking remember.
That entire battle. Mimban. Mimban. The Battle of Mimban in the movie Solo was actually based heavily on No Man's Land, Pleshendale, and Verdun, which
Yes,
I know for the history buffs out there that No Man's Land is the same as either Pleshendale or Verdun.
but
But
it's also
yeah,
the expression for that stretch of land between the trenches. Um,
hmm
but yeah, yeah, it's like there's a lot of World War I and World War II elements in Star Wars, and it's fucking real prevalent in the sequel trilogy. Um, with fucking Hux, like that big ass fucking speech and everything, and all of
that
the
speech
first
was very
was
reminiscent
very reminiscent of Little Mustache Man,
of Ugly Mustache Man.
the Charlie Chaplin wannabe, the failed artist, um, who actually, if you look at his art, is actually really fucking good. Like if he made it into art, he could have made it into art school today if he was like born today. His art is actually really nice, separating art from the artist.
So realistically, I'm gonna leave this conversation for like a different podcast if we ever do one based on history.
Oh,
Um,
we probably will. But yeah, getting back
but
to sci-fi and Star Wars. Like like I said before we started, recording, the thing that I really didn't like, the sequel trilogies, cool, they were just a rehashing of the original trilogy almost for a one for one beat pretty much. And
yeah,
other than the established characters, and even then the established characters were just they were just 2D. They didn't feel like three-dimensional at all. Like they just felt very cardboard cookie cutter cutout kind of a thing. And I know I'll get a lot of fucking flack for that. Like, don't get me wrong, there are characters that I liked. I liked Phasma. Phasma was a good character, even though she barely got any fucking screen time. But every time she was on there, she had a commanding fucking presence.
went out like a chump.
Yeah, but went out like a fucking chump, and that pisses me off. That was
I love how she went out.
Phasma is the new fucking Phasma is the new Boba Fett. Let's fucking face it. Because in the original sequel trilogy, or in the original trilogy, Boba Fett went out like a chump.
Those are fighting words.
You have
Phas
you have to admit.
Captain Phasmo cannot even dream of coming close
Oh no! I know
to the
Phasma.
icon that Boba Fett
I
was.
know
They
mommy.
tried.
I know mommy Phasma cannot reach Boba Fett status, but she is
I
within the
don't like when
same.
you refer to people as mommy. It makes me uncomfortable.
um, but she is within that same vein of Boba Fett. She is the Boba Fett for the generation who grew up on the sequel trilogy.
Mhm.
Um, like straight up, she is the new Boba Fett. Kind of like how for the kids who grew up on the prequel trilogy, Jango Fett was their Boba Fett, and let's face it, Jango Fett went out like a fucking chump. But in
Yeah.
the but in the lore that later became Legends, that is the reason, and I think it's still actually canon. I will have to double check this at some point. So don't fucking fact check me in the fucking comments, assholes. I am trying to get this off of memory, but I believe it is in Legends only. But you do see in The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, you do see a lot of Mandalorians with a neck ring. Um, that is why Mandalorians began wearing neck rings made of Beskar. So that way they could not be beheaded like Jango Fett. Like Jango Fett kind of set a new bar as to why Mandalorians all have that fucking metal ring around their neck.
Oh
Jango Fett
God.
kind of set a new
Oh
bar
God.
as to why Mandalorians all
Sorry about the feedback. My bad. I
for
just wanted to see the chat.
for a brief fucking moment. Um, but like there's just a lot of, and I will die on this hill. I am the original Chonkalorian. Fuck you. Um, well, one of the original Chonkalorians. There was, of course, Adenla, Katsukaras, and fucking Fuzzy Buddy. Um, Octurus. Um, like, we three were the original Chonkalorians. And then you
Yeah.
see fucking Vizsla in The Mandalorian, and you're like, didn't he been spying on us?
Hmm.
They made a Chonkalorian. And I swear to God, Vizsla, if you look at Besk's fucking armor, my Mandalorian's fucking armor, I swear to God, I will change the fucking capture screen and I will pull up a fucking picture of Besk.
Do it.
Um,
Do it.
I need to find a fucking picture of Besk now. Or I'll just send you one and you can pull it up on your fucking screen. Um,
So on the stream, like you've got the background, but
uh-huh.
everything else is like brain dial up. Good Lord. But yeah,
What?
you
Like
can, yeah,
see
because
your
like,
screen? Yeah.
no, the whole Discord thing is a very small window
Yes, I
on
did that on
for the
purpose.
viewers.
Yes,
Okay.
I did that on purpose. Um, so that way you can still see the background image. The fucking annoyance that it took for me to fucking um whatchamacallit, fucking take that picture because I had to fucking button mash to fucking hell and back, and then
That was a
quickly
that was a
take a
very
fucking
fun day
Casio
though.
fucking screenshot. Like, that's why my beam is slightly weaker than yours, because I had to stop button mashing to take that fucking screenshot.
Yeah, just me as my Mando, and I don't know what you were wearing.
I was Vila, my Sith.
Your Sith.
Yeah, my Sith, Vila.
Gotcha.
Um, because I have other pictures of it, and I believe it is Vila. Let me double. Yes, it is Vila. Oh my God, where is my best picture of the one that I took and turned into like a fucking Snapchat? There it is.
All
Felt
right,
cute, might
let's.
disintegrate someone later. I don't know.
Oh no.
There it is.
Yeah, you're gonna have to upsize the window so that
Yep,
everyone in chat can see.
yep. So this is my fucking Mandalorian. This is Besk.
Yeah, you're gonna have to upsize the window. There we go.
Yeah, there's a slight delay. This is Besk. This is my chonky ass fucking Mandalorian that I have been playing for 12 fucking years in Star Wars roleplay.
Wasn't that on my version of Tatooine?
Yes, it was on the version of Tatooine that you were building, and
It
yes.
was in the Dune Sea, yeah.
Yeah, and there's my fucking stupid ass fucking caption. Felt cute, might disintegrate someone later. I don't know.
I can't see if there's anyone in chat, and that bothers me.
On my end, it only says one viewer, and I think that is you.
That's probably me.
Yeah.
Okay, so for anyone who might watch this later, especially if you're some of my TikTok viewers or whatever, so the game in question is a game called Second Life. It is basically a sandbox made by the players for the players.
Oh,
Um, Unfortunately, there's
stupid shit.
a lot of content that's way out there, but there's a community that's been going on since at least 2005,
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
based in the Wars of the Stars. I'm not trying to get that community shut down. It's been almost 20 years. Um, please don't touch us, Disney. Anyways, So the character in question is his character Beskar Wrecking Ball. Do you have any pictures of Garlundi?
No, but there's Isu.
There is Isu. Do you have any pictures of Beskar?
No. I haven't snapped any pictures of your characters in a hot fucking minute.
So, anyways, trying to figure out what the hell the cats are doing. Uh, basically, how many Mandalorians have you played so far? I know you played
Let's
Besk for
see.
like almost 12 years.
Yeah, Besk for fucking 12 years. Isu for 2 years now. Um, Technically, Heavy is a Mandalorian by blood. So him for about 8 years.
Mhm.
Um, and then there was um, fuck, I can't remember his Mandalorian name, but if you translated it to Galactic Basic, it was Meat Bicycle. That was another one of
I
Besk's
remember him.
sons. I played
Um,
him for maybe about a year and a half, and then he kind of, since no one fucking remembers him, I kind of merged a little bit of his background and personality and shit into Isu.
yeah.
And you can see the elements of Besk within his armor, like the kind of chunky shoulders, the bandolier of explosives, of course, the shield with the fucking trademark. I wish that I had a fucking clearer picture of that. With the fucking trademark, the Shagalorian, the Mandalorian mud flap. I fucking love that thing. So fucking great. God, who
Speaking
made that?
of
Cat.
like
Cat made that
old,
for me.
speaking of old, like, I guess SL
Uh huh.
stuff that we did, do you remember the smiley faces
This
for
for
Denla's Neo Crusaders?
and for the Oriramikad.
Yes.
Yes,
I never got one, but I'm okay with that.
I never got one either, but I'm not considered a uh an Oriramikad. I'm just a Ramikad, which fucking sucks. But hey, whatever.
Think I'm gonna turn off my camera real quick and step away. If you would like to continue telling everyone who may watch this or may be watching this about Second Life, go for it.
No, Second Life
Just
is
don't tell
like
them about the cursed parts.
no, I will not tell them about the cursed parts. So Second Life, like boom, this picture right here, which you guys have seen, it's one of my scene photos. I think it's the Be Right Back photo. Um, this was taken in Second Life. Um, that Jedi up front, which, yay, I believe my cursor is being captured. Yes, 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 yes. I don't know. Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. Let's see. Yes, it is. So this Jedi right here, that's my brother. Um, I believe this is one of his alts. That is one of my friend's alts. That's one of her friends. Uh, Another one of her friends. Another one of her alts. My friend who made the armor that we are wearing from scratch. Like this wasn't ripped out of like Battlefront 2 or anything like this. She made it herself, made the textures herself, um, the UV maps, the works herself. And there I am, right there. And this was all shot in Second Life with some minor editing done afterwards just to, brighten up the muzzle flashes, uh, tone and warm the colors just a little bit because this is taking place during Order 66. So you can kind of see, the blue blaster bolts are kind of illuminating the right hand side and the Jedi, while the red blaster bolts from the droids that they were initially firing at, because this is from a series of photos, um, are now illuminating the clone troopers, because this is now during the rise of the Empire. Um, and same with this image right here. This is execute Order 66.
I
That's
remember that
my
picture.
I fucking love this photo shoot, dude. Um,
I
that's
thought that was a really good idea on our part to do that.
to do Order 66.
Yes.
Yes, it was absolutely fucking brilliant.
Do
Like,
you have the picture of the quote unquote Jedi General? Like you can see him in the background of this one just ever so slightly.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Let me see if I have that one saved. I don't think I have
literally,
that
I
one
just,
saved on the computer.
oof.
I
But
have it
literally, I
saved on
just
my
got a
phone though.
wild hair up my ass to do a Jedi General avatar. And why are you cheap? Oh, there's a mouse. Okay, get it, Sweater.
Um, and it's like even this image right here, which is our thanks for joining us image. Um, this was also shot in Second Life. Um, this is my uh, Imperial Major General, whose call sign is Heavy because he used to use like a shoulder-mounted artillery cannon as his main weapon, um, with a pistol as a backup. So he kind of earned the name Heavy because he used heavy weapons. Um, and now he's just a desk jockey. I don't really play him all that often. I break him out and dust him off every once in a while. And then even this image right here was also shot in Second Life. This is one of my clone troopers. Her name is Boomer. She is basically the. I created her to be the polar opposite of Heavy. So while Heavy is an old, grizzled veteran who is just sick of everybody's fucking shit, um, and just wants to concave their head in anytime they come to him with a question, and is very brash because he's been with the Empire for a very, very long time. Like since with ours, the timeline kind of follows Legends, but only up to the Fell Empire, and then everything after that is what we have created. Like it is all 100% original, uh, and it takes place. I think we're 400 years now. Yeah, it takes place about 400 years after the Battle of Yavin. So after Revenge of the Sith. So it would have even been after the events of the First Order and the sequel trilogy. um, so it is basically its own separate universe. So Disney, please don't sue. It is basically fan fiction, man. It is basically fan fiction of a bunch of role players. So she is kind of like bubbly and kind of outgoing and, very kind of carefree and charismatic and just happy to fucking be there and kill shit. That's all she wants to do. She wants to be happy and just shoot everything in its wake. Um,
My apologies for the technical difficulties, or
you're all
would
good,
that be
brother.
biological difficulties? Like my
Yes.
cat's chasing a mouse.
No, that's technical difficulties. Um,
And it's not my computer mouse.
and it's like even this photo I shot in Second Life. This most of what you are seeing this character wear is from a company who actually they make things. Kind of like if I were to, I don't know if you're no, you're still watching the stream. Um, like
Shout
when
out to Grave Resident and Echelon because he took too long to do the shout out.
yeah, I was getting to that. A big, big, big shout out to because this is also PoE.
Yes, Alexander
So
Darksider.
yes, Alexander Darksider, who makes fucking absolutely amazing fucking armor, and fucking Grave, who makes absolute fucking baller fucking armor too. I love his chunky fucking designs, because it's mesh, but it looks prim, and I love it. Don't ask me why. I can't remember what company made the mantis blade or the helmet that I'm wearing in this. But they also make really amazing shit because the person who made that helmet, you know, the helmet that I use and that you actually bought recently, the one that goes up and goes down,
Mhm.
the one that kind of looks like the one from fucking Lost in Space.
Isn't it 10-0?
Yes, 10-0. 10-0 made that helmet. That is the shark helmet. That helmet, I love how it looks. It is absolutely amazing. I can't remember who made the Mantis Blades, though, which sucks. I really need to upload more of my Second Life fucking photography and just show it off during the fucking
Mhm.
podcast, because all of it's fucking sci-fi anyways. Um, but it's just amazing because it's a game where everything is made by the players. But now that my brother is
I
back, we
mean,
can fucking stop talking about
just to touch a little more on Second Life.
it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, there are those that like to rip content, um,
Yes.
and then sell it as their own, and
Yeah.
it's kind of given Second Life a bad name.
Yes. Yes, it has.
Um,
But
However, there are also those who will take content from video games and will actually just give it out for free.
yeah, like Gar, who their armor is ripped from Battlefront 2, and they just issue it to you for fucking free, um, when you're part of their fucking group. And then
Yep.
I don't think they have it group locked, so it's like
Nope.
even afterwards you still have it, and it's
Actually, it is group locked. It will detach if you don't have the group
oh yeah,
activated. However, it is available elsewhere.
yes
Like
for
the person who I will not mention his name, just for sake of privacy, he ended up taking it and then having it rigged, and he uploaded it for Gar, but also gives it out for free in his
yes,
shop. So
yeah. Um, and then you have like fucking
it's like Gary's mod without the physics.
yeah, and then you have like Boomer's armor right here. This was handcrafted by a friend of ours. Um, same with this beautiful fucking clone armor right here.
Which I want to say they've updated recently
Yes,
or are in the
yes.
process of updating, more
Mm,
than likely.
I think the only thing she is doing to the newest rendition that she has made, which you have to be part of fucking the Crescent,
GE.
yeah, you have to be part of GE in order to have it, and you have to have the authorization level within the group in order to get it. Um, which Drasa has to authorize you for it. Um, it I think the only thing that she is doing to it is updating it to the newest texture mapping that just released for Second Life.
EBR,
Yes. So it
which
is
totally
gonna
beats
look
Ping Pong.
it's fucking gorgeous. I absolutely love it. But it's like, yeah, this this photo shows off the armor in all of its fucking beautiful glory. Like it's not ripped from fucking Battlefront. It's not ripped from any fucking Star Wars media. It was made by hand using only fucking reference images. Like the backpack, the fucking helmet, the shoulder pauldron, the upper armor, the fucking canister on the back, the fucking plates on the fucking belt, the fucking arc trooper armor that you saw in the previous photo, and on my legs right there, right
I
here.
love some of the verbal slip ups, like the arc tumor.
Yeah,
I mean,
the Octuma.
yo, and now I'm just thinking of Captain Rex on that bed getting the chip removed.
Actually, since you have the armor maker back up, I can switch it back over to you. Haha. Da-da.
Oh no, I'm in the. I don't want to buy it. Like, who buys Winrar? I messed up.
You messed up.
I messed up big time.
I fuck. Oh, what did you do?
No, look at how many I have
Yeah, I know. What
open.
did you do? Zoom
Exit.
this a little bit smaller. There we go.
We'll close that tab. Um, I don't need that. There we go. Just me trying to give my computer a stroke. That's all. Banshee Mythosaur.
um, but yeah, getting back to fucking Star Wars and just how the community's being absolutely buttfuck retarded. Um, but it's like going back to that what we talked about earlier. It's a cycle that is sadly going to repeat itself for fucking ever, as shitty as it sounds. Until we just find a way to break the cycle. Um, which it is very possible to.
Unfortunately,
That's going to be very, very fucking difficult to do. Like it's gonna take a lot of us fucking old dogs to stop it. So
yeah. I
for
mean,
like it's gonna take a lot of the old dogs to get these newer fans and even some of the older fans, because we're technically old dogs at this point when it comes to the Star Wars community. Um,
we're not the old dogs. Like
no,
we're not geriatric,
no, we're just we're part of the old guard who remembers legends once
which
being canon.
apologies to my stepfather if for some reason he ever watches this podcast. Um, because he's the one who got me into Star Wars, him and my aunt. And he actually seen the movies,
In
all of
theaters.
them in theaters.
Lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah. Like
My godfather got me into Star Wars because he had the original before it was fucking updated, like the original box run of the VHS.
mhm.
Um, Before it was, the special edition and shit. And that's what I grew up watching. And then, the prequel trilogy came out and I got to see that in theaters and I got to see the sequel trilogy in theaters. Um, Actually, I think I only No, no, no. I went to go see all three in fucking theaters, I believe. Oy. Um,
I have seen so far. Um, I seen Rise of Skywalker. I seen The Force Awakens, Phantom Menace, um, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and I want to say I went to see Solo in theaters.
Dude, have you seen that YouTube video of the guy saying all the Star Wars titles are in the wrong order?
No. What?
Okay, so basically, the titles of the movie are in the wrong order.
Okay.
So, let's see. What was the second? It was Force Awakens. What was the second one? The second one was Rise of Skywalker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what was the last one?
Uh, no, it goes Force Awakens, Last Jedi,
Last Jedi.
and then The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah. So Last Jedi, because it's the Rise of the 501st, that should be Empire Strikes Back. And um fuck, I'm gonna have to find the fucking goddamn YouTube video now, and I'm gonna have to fucking play it on stream. Because it's just, I watched it, I'm like, this shouldn't make sense, but it makes fucking sense. What the fuck?
Right.
Um, Star Wars title's wrong. I think that's the one. Yes, this is why every Star Wars title has
This
the
is
wrong.
why.
Yes. Okay, this is the fucking one. Okay. I gotta rewind this. We're gonna bring this back up. And then I gotta go fucking here. I gotta fucking click on this. I gotta do this. And I gotta do this. Done. Make this bigger for the viewers. We're all gonna watch this together. Fuck you. Okay. So you ah! Let's see. I need to go to stream volume. I will turn down the stream volume. So that way you can actually, that way there won't be any feedback if you want to fucking have it in the background and listen to it.
All right. I'm not even caught up. There we go.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. I'm gonna go
This
ahead and
is
mute my
why
mic for
every
this.
Star Wars film has the wrong title. What happens in Episode 1? We meet Anakin Skywalker, the Rise of Skywalker. Years later, we find out that Palpatine, leader of the Sith, have ordered an army to destroy the Jedi. Revenge of the Sith. In Episode 3, Order 66 happens and the clones attack. Attack of the Clones. In Episode 4, Obi-Wan teaches Luke that it's time for the Jedi to return. Return of the Jedi. In Episode 5, Yoda teaches Luke how to use the Force. The Force Awakens. In Episode 6, both Yoda and Anakin die, which makes Luke the last Jedi. After the Empire is destroyed, a new Empire comes. The Empire Strikes Back. Come on, guys. In Episode 8, Luke trains Rey and then sacrifices himself to give the Resistance a new hope. Finally, in Episode 9, Palpatine returns from the dead, making him the Phantom Menace. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Lucasfilm, hire me, please.
Tell me why that makes fucking sense. Tell me.
It hurts.
You explain to me now.
No, it hurts my head. I will not explain.
It's not.
What?
Yeah. Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No. I
You
refuse.
I know. I know. I know. I fucking refuse.
You know what? That video made me misalign this helmet.
But no, it's like fucking
What?
yeah.
Like
That video just
what?
made me, why, like I discovered that video and it just made why. But somehow it makes sense. But like, do you remember? Because this is the test flight episode, so like this is gonna be all over the place. I apologize. This is us just like
Dude, everything we do is all over the place. What are you talking
I know
about?
this podcast will never have like a. It's just going to be a rambling of like lore and
The rambling of two old men.
yeah, the rambling of two old men who are watching or who just love sci-fi. That's why it's called For the Lorve of Sci-Fi. We love lore and just sci-fi in general.
I like trains.
So it's like we're not just going to be talking about Star Wars all the time. We're going to be talking about shit like fucking Star Trek, fucking Starship Troopers, a whole bunch of shit.
Speaking of
Actually,
Starship Troopers and video games, can we agree that Helljumpers is just Starship Troopers?
oh, Helldivers?
Or yes, Helldivers.
Yes, Helldivers is kind of like if you're fighting the bugs, it is very Starship Troopers. Very, very Starship Troopers. Which I love. Like, even the lore of Helldivers is fucking satirical and just oozing, like, influence from Starship Troopers. It is fucking great. Only instead of fascism, it's fucking democracy, and I love it. I just love it. It is satirical, just bullshit. It is great. Um, Also, if you're just coming on in, thank you for coming in. Hope you stay a while. That you are, like we said, just listening to the
Phrasing.
ramblings of two. Shut up. You are just listening to the ramblings of two fucking just
Nerds.
nerds who love sci-fi. Um, and we love lore, so there will be random lore dumps here and there about random shit like how phasers work, and we'll be, looking.
I'm not going to talk about how phasers work. I absolutely hate Star Trek.
You have
Okay,
to admit,
that's a lie.
yeah,
That's a lie.
that's a bold-faced fucking lie. We're not super fucking Trekkies, but we like Star Trek. Like, there's shit about Star Trek that's fucking cool because
I
sci-fi.
like the architecture.
I love the architecture. I love the TSG, the way that the consoles look. I can't remember the name of what the user interface is actually called because I'm not a super fucking Trekkie. But it's fucking dope. I love the way that it looks. And I love that a lot of these props on screen and stuff are just fucking toys. Like,
I mean,
there's
that's the same with
literally a
Star Wars.
yeah. Well, no, it's like there was literally a toy that they used that toy company then branded as a Star Trek toy, but it was the exact same thing that Captain Kirk was holding on screen at the time.
Mhm.
That was supposed to be a super, futuristic tablet, which that's just it's so like when you look at the behind the scenes shit, it's just fucking great and you can geek out about it. Like, how many times have we watched the Star Wars movies and we just sit there and just like start catching shit in the background? Like in
Like
episode
Qui-Gon's comlink. It's literally a Venus
Yes.
razor
Yes,
case
it
or
is
something like
no,
that.
it is a women's Venus razor. It is the razor itself, complete with the blade on it. That was his communicator. But no, like in episode 3 when the shuttle is coming in for a landing at Coruscant, if you look very closely in the background, you can see a YT-3000 coming into the port.
1300. YT 1300.
Yes, a 1300.
Also known as the Millennium Falcon.
We don't know if it is exactly the Millennium Falcon,
It I'm not saying that one was, but it's the
but
same
yes,
ship.
it is the same make and model.
Or the fact that ET is at one of the Senate meetings.
Yes, I believe he makes an appearance in Attack of the Clones. Or
I'll say
his
he was
species.
his species. But can we talk about the fact that they supported Palpatine?
I know.
But you look at that Easter egg and then you watch ET and him recognizing the kid in the Yoda costume. It's poetic.
Well, that was because Steven Spielberg and George Lucas.
They came up together.
Yeah.
They came up together as filmmakers, and
Yeah, didn't they?
honestly,
Didn't they go to film school together?
yes. So as far as I can remember, they went to film school together. I want to say Spielberg actually helped with George Lucas's first project, also known as American Graffiti.
Yes.
I've never
Yes, he did.
seen it personally. I've never
Um,
seen it, but
and Lucas and Spielberg worked together on Indiana Jones because Indiana Jones is a Lucasfilm property, but
mhm.
Steven Spielberg has worked on every single film.
Also, what is their
Well, not
film
I
company?
don't think
ILM?
yes, ILM. I don't think I don't think Steven Spielberg worked on Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny though. I know he
Yeah.
worked like we all know for sure he worked on Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Last Crusade. All
I
great
do
fucking films.
know Spielberg.
Oh my god! And then we have all of the fucking goddamn Easter eggs for fucking uh or all the fucking the oh I wish it was still fucking canon. Um
What?
Han Solo and Chewbacca crash landing on fucking or no, it was a what if comic. Or alternate universe comic.
Hmm.
Because Indiana Jones comes across the Millennium Falcon and you see a dead Han Solo with a huge ass fucking native spear right through his fucking chest. And he's a skeleton. And Indiana Jones looks at it and and he's trying to figure out what it is and yada 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 and he's like and he has short round with him and I think he says something like something about this feels real familiar.
Hmm.
And uh as they leave the Millennium Falcon, in the branches in the fucking background, as it does like this zoom out shot, you see fucking Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Like, and that I think was the first comic where not only was it an Indiana Jones Star Wars crossover, but I think it was also the spawn of I think there was only like one comic of a Chewbacca being stranded on Earth and being the reason why we
Bigfoot.
have the reason why we have the Legend of Bigfoot, um, because it was just Chewbacca and he was on Earth for a little bit and it spawned the legend. Um,
So I know like the whole What If series for Marvel is, I want to say it's based on comics,
it is.
but can we just agree that we need a What If series for Star Wars?
Um, we kinda sorta got one ish with Tales of the Empire, Tales of the Jedi, and Star Wars Visions. Star Wars Visions is basically our What If series, even though it's just tales from different parts of the fucking universe.
That hurts my
It's
soul.
it's still a what if because if all the different art styles with it being like feudal Japan and shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we do need an actual dedicated what if series.
It
Like
would be beautiful.
just showing because it would be a great way to showcase legends, dude. Like what if Luke had turned to the dark side? And focus on the comic book and novel series where Luke gets trained by a fucking clone of Palpatine that Palpatine is fucking possessed. He doesn't know it's Palpatine and turns Luke to the fucking dark side. And then there's also the fucking novel series where Luke wears Darth Vader's fucking armor and goes stomping around as Darth Vader. Like he
Can we
picks up
just
the
talk
armor and
about
everything.
like the psychological part of that and how creepy it is in the sense that okay, I
Well, it was
totally just unalived my father. Now I'm gonna wear his clothes.
yeah, like I can't remember the specific reason why, but it was Luke in Darth Vader's fucking armor and he was, fucking dark side. Like it was our what if kind of a thing. Like what if Luke fell to the dark side?
Hmm.
And took Vader's place. That was basically that, novel and it was a fucking one-off. Um And there are tons of Star Wars one-off comics that would make fucking great what-if stories.
So forgive me because I can't remember who originally um Pandemic was the one who did the original Battlefront series. There was actually talks that Battlefront 3 was going to feature a like the dark side characters being light side and then the light side characters being dark side. Like there was concept art for a dark side Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes,
Um,
there
there was
was.
concept art for a dark side Leia and Luke, a
Yep,
light side Anakin,
yep, yeah. It
and
was. It was awesome.
yeah, and it was supposed to be a what if game. Um, Star Wars Theory and I want to say Eckhart's Ladder actually did videos on this.
There. Oh man, I can't remember which dude it is, but there is a dude who does fucking Star Wars shit who just fucking talks out his fucking neck. I can't remember what his channel is, and I refuse to fucking remember it. But he's usually the talk of the town because he always throws up very controversial fucking views with very little shit to back it.
Mhm. Um, I have no idea who it is.
I can't remember. It's some. He has a very punchable face. I can't remember who it is. I think the dude also fucking was gonna do some fucking a Star Wars fan film with fucking uh about Luke Skywalker and shit like that, and didn't even ask Mark Hamill if he could use his fucking likeness and shit. And then when he did, Mark Hamill said no. Um, and then he got all pissy about that. Oh god, I gotta look that up.
No.
Let's see.
I don't like those thighs. I'll take random things that I've said on stream for 5,000, Alex.
Star Wars theory.
Oh, I was just talking about Star Wars Theory.
Yeah, that dude. He fucking yeah. He throws up. He's not liked by a vast amount of the Star Wars community.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like him. Starting out,
Oh, in the
like
beginning he was
I
fuck.
follow him.
Yeah,
I follow him.
in the beginning he was cool. Like I followed him. I used to watch his fucking videos, but now he's just kind of getting real crazy.
He's
He's he's turned into
not to talk
very
bad about someone else, but like he's kind of let his subscriber count go to his head, in my opinion. Um,
a
there's a
little bit.
still a lot of videos that I'm like, okay, huh,
Yeah,
that's a very good point. Um,
yeah.
he actually started his own lightsaber company.
Um, like don't get me wrong. There are times where he makes very good points, but he's also very like wokeness is destroying Star Wars. He's one of the fans who is perpetuating the bullshit that we hate.
Hmm.
And it's like,
Because it generates views.
yes, it generates views. And it's like that's like no, dude, like generate views by talking great about the community and the fucking amazing people that you have met. Like we have met amazing people through Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Like lifelong fucking friends. Like I still fucking like the other day like about like no, not the other day, like yeah,
So
the other
as I
day
mentioned,
I fucking played Helldivers with fucking Adenla.
yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm a part. I'm not going to say I'm a huge part of the Star Wars talk community, TikTok community, because I've not posted in a while. I think the last time I posted was 4th of July last year, not this year. Um, but the amount of friends I've made through Star Wars talk, Thelia Besk, Typho Mar. I actually met Typho Mar, what was it, last year in March when I went
Right.
to C2E2, and we had just massively fun time. I met a bunch of people at C2E2. One of them being one of my good friends, Belthia, Darth Belthia. Another one being Matt the Welding Geek. Like me and him aren't on a friend level, but like just meeting him, I was in awe because me being a creator, also kind of enjoying like the hobby side of engineering and meeting one of my favorite YouTubers.
Right.
It was awesome. Another YouTuber I met was Frank Built. Granted, he's not really in the Star Wars scene, but and a vast majority of the Star Wars fandom is far from gatekeeping.
Yeah, they are
Like,
absolutely amazing fucking people, but you will meet your, your gatekeepers, your elitists, your fucking, you know,
mhm.
every
And
like every
unfortunately,
community has those. Even fucking like Trekkies. Trekkies have to deal with that shit too.
unfortunately, like as far as the
Not
cosplay
as
side of
loud as Star
things,
Wars.
as far as the cosplay side of things, and I really hate saying this because they are some of my favorite groups, but the Rebel Legion, the 501st, and the Mandalorian Mercs are some of those elitists in
Yes.
the sense that will they have to be. I mean,
Yes.
they're Lucasfilm properties for one,
Yes.
and they have to have that accuracy and all that. They can't just let someone who's going to go and make a mockery into their clubs
Yeah.
because these are people who are doing charities, these are people who are doing sporting events,
Yeah, and it's
and
like I would love to make a kit like that could, well, I mean, as much as I would love to be, an official member of the 501st or the Mando Mercs costuming group,
that's the thing though. That's the
it's
thing
like,
I'm getting to is in recent years, more costume clubs have popped up where they're like, okay, so we're a little more lenient.
lenient. Yeah, like I'd be
Some
able
of those
to
costume
have
clubs,
my best kit with, the spikes and the skull and
yeah,
yeah, like
like
if
some of
I were to
those
try
costume
to
clubs
build Besk's kit
is
with, the skull belt buckle and the skull on the shoulder and all that shit and go to the Mando Mercs, they'd be like, "Yeah, no. No.
exactly
No.
because it's too
It's
quote unquote gruesome.
yeah, it's not child
But some of
friendly enough when
those
it's like you realize that
clubs,
this is how Mandalorians used to look in the comics. This is how some of them look in Legends.
mhm. Some of those clubs is Star Wars Morales missions, which is a club that I'm a part of. I'm not very active in it, um, for personal reasons and whatnot. Another one being Warriors of Mandalore. Um, I know I'm gonna remember it as soon as I leave this topic, but I can't think of it right now. Um, but it's a club that formed on Instagram. And it's not just Mandalorian cosplayers. It's not just Imperial cosplayers or Rebel cosplayers. It's a little bit of everything. It's bring your OC. Oh, you got this cool looking jacket that fits in universe and you made a cosplay based on that? Cool. We will welcome you.
Hmm.
And I feel
Because it's like, look at all the people that you see in the background of Star Wars. Don't just
Mhm.
focus on, like, what you see of the main
I
characters. There are people
feel
who walk around wearing, dusters and fucking cargo pants with combat boots.
yeah, and I feel like my main issue with the main three is yes, while they are going for lore
Screen,
accuracy
well, screen
and screen
accuracy.
accuracy, um, they're not really allowing much for creativity, and that's not counting the Mandalorian mercs, because the Mandalorian mercs, they'll allow for creativity, but they have like a bar.
Guidelines, yeah.
You cannot go above that bar.
Yep.
Um,
You must remain child friendly.
which is fine.
Yeah. Like,
It's fine.
Isu's kit, like, Isu's kit I could use for the Mandalorian Mercs costuming group.
mhm. Like I know one of my plans for my cybernetics, because I'm currently working on legs, cybernetic legs, and cybernetic arms for my armor. Um, I was gonna do just kind of hints of red paint spattered on the hands of my cybernetics. Because, I mean, if you're a warrior, for one, and you've literally got these arms that you can't feel pain with, you're going to use them melee wise. And
Yep.
I'm sorry, but anyone who has seen anyone smacked with something metal knows what happens next.
Yep.
Not to get too far into detail.
Well, yeah,
So,
it's like you're gonna have, because you're gonna be swinging your fists because you can't feel pain through them, you're gonna have a patina.
yeah, and it's not like where you can't feel, you can't exactly just be like, okay, I'm gonna pull my punches.
Yeah. And it's like,
So,
it's, and it's not like it's gonna be like fresh, it's gonna be a patina,
mhm,
which, like, you could, you know, with it being a patina, people will look at it and either go, you know, rust, or they'll know, and they'll be like, uh-huh.
yeah. So, I don't know. I feel it doesn't matter what community you're in or what community you're part of, there's always going to be elitism
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and there's always going to be gatekeeping.
Yep. It's something
That
that is just truly, sadly unavoidable when it comes to any type of community for, anything. You've got gatekeepers and shit in the Harry Potter community. You've got gatekeepers and shit in the Star Trek community. In the probably I don't really know much about the Game of Thrones community, but there's probably gatekeepers in there too. There's
Game of
gatekeepers in the
Thrones
Lord of
is
the Rings community.
Game of Thrones is fairly fresh though, isn't it?
Kinda, yeah. So
You know,
it's still in its infancy, but you know that it will eventually develop.
right.
It is
But
something that is unavoidable because you will get those people who come in there and will do that.
mhm,
And you can't really do anything about it, because if you try to do anything about it, you become the thing you hate.
exactly. But that being said, it is error 404 for us right now,
Yup.
Eastern time. Um, so I think this would be a very good place to kind of sign off if you don't mind letting me sign off.
Oh yeah, we can definitely call episode 0 right here. I mean, it's not bad
Yeah.
for a test flight.
Yeah, this was Test Flight episode 0 for the Lorve of Sci-Fi, the one place we will not gatekeep ever.
Exactly. Nope. Nope. And eventually, we'll have to create our own little Discord channel where we can pull people in, and because I eventually do want to do our idea of, bringing people in
How many
eventually, and figure
discords
it out.
have we made for this already? Because
I
like
think we made one.
we've tried to do this on 4 different discords, I'm pretty sure. One being the Trizich Discord, one
Yep.
being my personal Discord,
Yep. And then I
one being the Stone Gunman's Discord, which, by the way, I need to get you set up with Linktree so you can be like, yeah, link in the bio. And there was another one.
uh I think we made one specifically for the Lorve of Sci-Fi. Like we've
And then it
had
just died.
yeah, we've had dude, we've had like a few fucking pilot episodes.
Yeah, this is like episode 0.8.
Yeah, cuz it's like we have one that is
We have one that's on that one streaming podcast thing that you were a part of a while back that nobody ever remembers.
yeah, well, it's also that means that it's also on fucking Spotify.
Yes, it is on Spotify.
Yeah. But that is like a fucking that was a super fucking trial run of me just explaining what the fuck
Super
I'm talking about.
short,
Yeah.
and it was just a flustercluck.
Yeah, it was I literally recorded it in parts on my lunch break at work at the time. On my fucking phone in one of the fucking bays. Um so yeah, it was absolutely fucking horrible. And it's like I sat here tonight and you and I were already fucking talking about Star Wars and I was like, fuck it. I already have script
Podcast.
lines. I can just create a new scene and just stream this on, my YouTube channel, and that is where it can fucking
I
begin its
know that
life.
I've gotten nobody to vote against me, but we should definitely set up a podcast schedule. Wednesday, Thursdays, or Fridays. I mean, either
Uh,
day is good for me, seeing as I will be returning to my real life job here probably next Saturday. All
yeah,
things
I
goes
mean,
well.
if we don't get any more bids, my season is probably gonna come to an end here before September, so I'm gonna have like a lot of free time while I wait for
And
fucking
quite
bids to come
frankly,
through.
I would like to get this podcast thing rolling before I kind of, possibly kick the bucket. So,
You ain't gonna kick the bucket anytime soon, dear brother.
hey, life is short. Life is short. Just ask Jango Fett
Oh my god.
or Boba Fett or hell, Duke. Well, no, Dooku he lived a long life.
Boba
Um,
Fett is still alive though. He's still
ask the
living a
young
long life. Ask the
ask
younglings.
ask the younglings.
Ask the younglings.
Order 66. Ask the younglings. Master Skywalker, what are we going to do? I know exactly what we're going to do.
I know
Oh, it's
exactly
been a
what
good
we're gonna
podcast though.
do.
Yeah, we are rolling into the 4:10 a.m. uh timeline. So, yeah, I think it's a good time to sign off.
Yup, yup, yup,
Uh
yup.
it's been a great first podcast. To everyone who missed it, just go watch it on the YouTube channel.
It's gonna be posted immediately after this stream ends, anyways. So that
I think,
means that because we are filming this, we are doing this at like 4 in the fucking morning. So getting viewers is like I wasn't expecting anyone to really watch.
yeah,
Um,
I think once we have like a basis of how long a podcast is going to be, what time we're going to air the podcast, and stuff like that, uh, I think we'll do a lot better.
yep.
Like, uh, I guess overnight was a good time for me because everyone's kind of settled down. They're watching TV. Uh, my household basically leads a third shift type lifestyle, so
Yeah, and then
without
tonight,
sharing too much details.
tonight for me, the lady is doing a sleep study, so it's just me at the house.
How many times like, have we practiced our signature? Because it's been a while.
Oh, it's been a long time since we've fucking even done it, dude.
Well, let's just wing it then. Um, so I'll let you sign off this time because I already did a sign off. This was the for the love of can't even pronounce it. I already did the sign off. I was like, this is for the Lorve of Sci-Fi, where we will never gatekeep and we will never hate.
Yup, yup.
Thank you for joining us. I am the Beskar Wrecking Ball, also known as Jake Roos.
And I am the Stone Gunman. So thank you for joining us on episode 0 of For the Lore of Sci-Fi. On the next episode, it's probably going to be more random fucking ramblings, but we'll probably at some point get into talking about things like uh, how hyperspace, somewhat functions in different universes. Because you and I have sat there and talked about it in fucking
Yes.
length. And it's
Yes.
just, we geek out on stuff like that, like trying to figure out how it works. So if that's something that you really fucking dig, like in sci-fi in general, or just lore
So
about
there's a
different
comment section.
places, yeah, like,
There's a comment section. If you want to hear about something, comment.
yeah,
Interact with the video.
yeah, leave it in a comment down below if there's something that,
You don't have to
from...
like, you don't have to subscribe.
Nope.
If you could just comment and be like, "Hey, I want to hear about how Queen Amidala relates to Queen Elizabeth." We will try to do it.
Yeah.
We will try to do it.
We will try to, find the link in there somewhere, like how it's referenced. Or if you want to know how, like, uh, what's a good example? Like, well, using the picture that everyone could see in my bubble tonight, Halo lore. If you want to know about, how the single
Yes.
occupant entry vehicles for Helljumpers, their pods work, their survivability rate on each drop pre-Covenant and during the Human Covenant War, how it changed. Things about
Please, please
uh,
don't get me started on that.
Sha Fujikawa slip drives and things like that. Leave it in the
All
comments
right,
below.
ODST, we're going for a swim at New Mombasa.
Oh, no.
Sir? Yeah.
Well, it's like
So,
we can talk about fucking horror stories from snippets from the novels of ODSTs who like didn't survive their drops, because there are a lot of them that are described in fucking detail in the novels, and it is and other
okay,
media, and it is
I'm not
terrifying.
trying to start another subject, but can we just talk about how dirty they did Cat in Reach?
No comment.
Like
You already know how I feel about Cat.
they did her dirty. They did all of Noble Six dirty, but Cat especially. Anyways, we're getting
We might
into
have to talk
the
about that next time.
we will have to talk about that next time. Take notes. We are getting into the 15 mark or
Yep.
15-minute
So,
mark.
if there's anything
So,
you want us to talk about on the podcast, or at least discuss, leave it in the comments down below.
yep.
Once again,
Once
I am...
again, what? What? Once again, I am the Beskar Wrecking Ball. This is my sign off. Be kind, be good to each other, live long and prosper, and may the force be with you. Also, Oya Mandawat.
And I am the Stone Gunman. And always remember, have a little bit of a toke. Until next time, everyone. Love y'all.